Namaskar. I'm Kumar Rakesh and you're watching Global Governance News TV. Today we're going to discuss the Punjab Senate election, future of BJP, as BJP is center in power. And today our senior colleagues and old expert of the media and living in Spain and the long experiences in media and communication, Alok Ji Lahad, will conduct the show Punjab, as basically he knows Punjab more than me, and the roots are also in Punjab. So sitting in Spain with no issue, but is मेरा जूता है जापानी ये पतलून इंग्लिस्तानी सर पे लाल टोपी ऋषि मगर दिल है हिंदुस्तानी. So I just over to Alok Lahad.
Good evening, Kumar Rakesh and Shilpi Saxena ji. These would be the two panelists we have. I think probably somebody else would be joining us later. So first of all, I welcome all our viewers to Global Governance News. And as Kumar Rakesh ji said, today we'll be discussing the Punjab elections. We are talking about the Legislative Assembly of Punjab 2020 elections, which would be held on the 20th February. And in array, the fight is for 170 members, and this would be the 60th Assembly of the Punjab Legislative Council. So let's start talking about it. I mean, I've been studying a little bit of the Punjab politics in so many years. And what is interesting to watch there is that until now, from 1947, Indian National Congress has had 14 chief ministers. Shiromani Akali Dal has had 3, Unionist Party 2, Independent 1, Punjab Janata Party 1, and Akali Dal Sant used to have 1. So it can easily be said that Punjab has been a forte of the Indian National Congress. But now the equation is changing, because earlier there were 1.5 parties, so to say, because we used to have Indian National Congress, and then we also had as the chief contender as the Akali Dal, Shiromani Akali Dal to be right, because there were various factions onto it. So let's start with it. My hunch is that Punjab has always been Gad, as we call it in India, the forte of Indian National Congress. But now with so many parties coming in, Kumar Rakesh, we'll start with you. What is your hunch? I mean, let's first enumerate the various political parties which are there in the area this year, and there'll be a lot of them. So that fight, which used to be a two-party fight between, let's say, Indian National Congress and Shiromani Akali Dal, now this will be divided between the various political parties which have come up, and at least 2 parties are new parties which will be fighting for the elections for the first time. So Kumar Rakesh, we like to know, what do you see, how do you see the Punjab elections right now as they stand amongst the various political parties which are existing and they're fighting for the elections?
Thank you, Alok ji. Just and so obliged just to conduct this show, as I think as I just already shared with my view with the all viewers, you know more than Punjab than me. But I've traveled many times in the election, during the election, and apart from election also. A very actually energetic state in all manners, and full of power, full of energy. As I just thanks to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the first time in the history of Bharat, Veer Bal Divas announced by our Honorable Prime Minister. First time in the history of world, we can say, and Bharat. This is a great contribution by our Prime Minister for the Guru Gobind Singh and basically Punjab, those who are living outside the Punjab. So salute to him, and all praised apart from the caste and religion for this act by the Prime Minister. And I will discuss on all the issues and states and political parties. But now in this election, this is I'm just giving you just outlook about the all parties. As UPA is only Indian National Congress, all 170 seats they are fighting and contesting. Aam Aadmi Party, the new party, erupts with the faults of the different political parties, existing parties, either Akali Dal, BJP, and Congress. This is a new party, and there are also 170 seats they are contesting. And Shiromani Akali Dal, oldest party, as like the Congress, not more than Congress, but now with the they are in the plus with the Bahujan Samaj Party, 97 seats contesting by the Shiromani Akali Dal, Badal, and Bahujan Samaj Party 20 seats, and NDA. This is a new equation in the Punjab politics, as I have been repeatedly said, shared my view on different channels many times, like 7 6 7 months. BJP will be the factor, key factor in the coming Punjab election. So it's now time has come. First time in the history of Bharat and the Punjab, BJP is going to contest 68 seats. So I'll take from you also, just Bandana ji also, Silpi ji, what is the magic of the numbers? Why? Although there is no so say and the impact of BJP, but how BJP claim, I don't know. Let's try to know. And Captain Amrinder Singh, that is this is a milestone of the Indian politics as well, Punjab politics also. Just you can say encyclopedia. So he is a leader of Punjab Law Congress, left the Congress with many humiliation, and other very senior leader, already part of the Atal government, and many times Sukhdev Singh Hinsa, and he is now made a Shiromani Akali Dal. So all 34 seats Punjab Law Congress. Am I surprised? Why? I was just expecting Punjab Law Congress will lead with the BJP alliance, Shiromani Akali Dal. But I surprised to just share my view. BJP contested 68 out of 117, Punjab Law Congress 34, and Shiromani Akali Dal 17. And the new Morcha, latest today, Election Commission is not going to give the recognition, but they are going to contest 107 seats. And now they are independent now. Balbir Singh Rajewal, they claim that they were very weak party and claiming for the farmers issue.
You're
As
talking
a,
about the Sanyukt Samaj Morcha.
yeah, Sanjukt
Sanyukt Samaj
Samaj
Morcha.
Morcha
The
and Sanjukt
farmers
Sangharsh
will go
Party
together
both.
and they'll be forming this party, which I
You are
think they're
right.
going
You are
to
right.
be
You are right. And the other small
straightforward.
party, Lok Insaf Party, the Sibarjit Singh Vance 34, Communist Party CPI 21, CPIM 18, and the CPI MLL is 11. These are this structure seats, how they are going to contest. So this is the picture of the all seats as they are contesting. A 4th of February was the last date, the withdrawal, and now today is 5th, as we are discussing. So now issues also will discuss one, and how the I think with my view, the Bir Bal Divas is also a election plank, you can say, or just for the honor to the Sikh and the community, and the security of PM, how this last 5th of January, how the security flaws in the PM security we have already seen, and Vikram Singh Majithia, and so he's there in the sting operation, the TV channel, one DSP and SHO already blamed the Chennai government. We have seen, and that is how the protocol has been just already affected and betrayed, and development work also. And Vandana ji say Chennai Chavanni, I agree with her already. How he is just trying to go to the political parties and all seen, and Sidhu is just really who made the Pappu Rahul Gandhi. Now, Rahul Gandhi making Pappu, I don't know who is making to whom. So I think this is also an issue, and with the development and all. So just over to you.
I think you've done a very good overview of the situation as it exists in Punjab. So I'd like to invite now Dr. Shilpi Saxena, who is a well-known educationist in Delhi. I would like to know, and I'll request her to put on her microphone so that we start off with her. Now, my question to you, Shilpi ji, is that how do you think, coming from a background where there were only two political parties who were in array, now we have almost a complete fan of parties, a very big selection from where to choose the right color which anybody is looking for. How do you see this, and how the Punjab elections are going in for a complete change, like the country is going through a complete change? So the whole concept of the elections in Punjab in these elections would be changing. What is your take on that? Please put on your mic.
Thank you, Alok ji. As Mr. Rakesh has said that Punjab election is really going to interesting. And yes, you are right. Well, only two parties were there, but now many parties are playing their contribution in the election of Punjab. And the biggest party, I think, that the Aam Aadmi Party is there. Aam Aadmi Party is going to play the role of as a substitute or as the opposition party. So this is a question mark on BJP's role in Punjab. He is the Democratic Party and the largest party of BJP. But now in Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party is going to play. I don't know the reason because I think after 70 years of independence, Indian voters is still immature who cast his vote on the name of free electricity, free water, and the Arvind Kejriwal bought dirty politics he has played in Delhi. Now he is going to play it in Punjab also. So, and I also agree with what Mr. Rakesh has said that there are some changes in BJP also. We can hope for the positive thing as our Honorable Prime Minister has declared the 26th December as Bal Divas in memory of Sahib Zade and the great sacrifice that is still missing in our history book. So I think Punjab people should take it as a privilege, as an honor for their Sikh gurus. And our Narendra Modi also did good job in the Pakistan corridor also. So these are some of the and one more thing. We can see the possibility of BJP government if Captain Amrinder Singh, because BJP first time is on the 67 seats, and Captain Amrinder Singh, if they can have their combination of Captain Amrinder Singh, because Captain Amrinder Singh has very good reputation in Punjab. So there may be a good combination of BJP and Captain Amrinder Singh. What I think.
That's what you did. No, what you saying is that Aam Aadmi Party is going to be a major player in the coming
Yes,
elections. And what is
because
your opinion about the Shiromani Akali Dal? Don't you think they are going to get back? Because they have always been Congress and Shiromani Akali Dal. So why
yes,
do you think that Aam Aadmi Party is going more strong than probably Shiromani Akali Dal?
because I said that Indian after in the 70 India's years of independence, Indian people are not so much mature. Aam Aadmi Party, he has given the face of Bhagwant Mann and he is very well known public figure. So maybe he may play good role in getting an Aam Aadmi Party because the Indian voter is, the mentality free. So the same politics is there. So Aam Aadmi Party can get benefit of that.
Okay, you're talking about the free ships which they're offering. So
Yes,
we give
yes,
you free
yes,
electricity, free water, and all that. And you
yes, yes.
think that the
In
Punjab,
last Delhi election, we have seen that Aam Aadmi Party got 67 seats out of 70.
you're talking
What
about
is it?
Delhi.
Yes,
Are you talking
sorry.
about Delhi?
Delhi, yes. The same thing can be happening in Punjab also.
Okay, that's very interesting to note. And I'd like to invite now Vandana Jingranji, who's a senior, uh, journalist from Chicago, United States of America. She's also a social worker. Welcome to the show, Vandana. I would like your take on what Dr. Saxena just said, that it's quite possible that Aam Aadmi Party can change, the course of elections because of the free ships they are offering, and they might give a surprise to Indian National Congress and the Akali Dal. Also, since you're sitting in United States, you can also talk about the K factor and the financing, which people think that Aam Aadmi Party is getting.
Namaskar to co-panelist and Alok Lahaji for hosting. As today we are celebrating Basant Panchami, so I just start with Hey Sharadema, Hey Sharadema, Agyanata se Indian voters ko tar dema. So that's what, because see what's happening, taking up from Dr. Shilpi's, how our people get lured by the freebies. But it is just a fraction of a second. What happens the next minute and the next hour and the next day, people forget to see that. Somebody somewhere is paying for it. There is no free breakfast anywhere in the world. That is what needs to be told to the people. I think that's what Sanmati Prabhuji should give it to all the voters. They should see that what is the condition of the people, those who brought the government in Delhi. And you just said that being in US, like, we have only two parties, political parties. I have never seen in my almost 3 decades of stay here that anybody is jumping from Democrats to Republican or Republicans to Democrat. And whenever the elections are coming in Bharat, India, we do see that new political parties are coming up. I mean, but on a context to it, which is very, very big irony for people to see, if they are on their own, why do they need to have bloody alliances? Again, because there is, if you're, means what is the political party they make a party for? On the ideology, right? So, for the sake of elections to win the seats to just be in the power, then the alliances comes. So that itself is cheating the voters. It's a basic fundamental thing. And people should be knowing about you did. Let's talk about the context of Punjab, which is the bordering state. We just saw what happened on 5th of January, and actually the whole world has seen it. Means I am not ready to still accept it and buy it that this was, there is definitely a big conspiracy on that. November 2020, we have seen there is a video which went viral, but that should have gone viral before this January. That should have been, because if it has already been in existence for more than a year and 12, 2, 3 months, why people were not able to see? So that is like the BJP IT cell. When we talk about it, what were they been doing it? They should be keeping an eye onto it instead of blocking those YouTube sites. Now they should have been blocked at that very time, to be honest, And why Punjab is very sensitive? Because Punjab has a rogue nation as the neighbor. And when this happened, that they have increased the radius from 20 kilometers to 50 kilometers for the BSF, why there is an opposition from the parties, the sitting CM? Because I'm not getting into the depth of it, because if I'm doing something fair, I should be more relaxed. This is for my state. It is for the safety. And we have all seen Udta Punjab is just not even only a film. Udta Punjab is in real. Because Udta Punjab was just 35,000 kilometers high. Now it is going up to the NASA. Because I'm just saying, when we fly on a different heights, if you're flying locally, so it can be 5,000 for a smaller plane. And if you're going in Boeing and Airbus, so 35,000, the height it flies. But if you're going in a rocket, so the speed is very, very high. It is on a very high alert. Coming back to the Punjab, what has happened in the last year and a half about the farmers thing, that can also not be forgotten. There was a lot of funding, and there has been a lot of support from the nation that I'm sitting in right now, and the Khalistani movement from the neighboring country from us, Canada, has the Prime Minister, sitting Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. He was openly in support of it, without even knowing the facts of it. And see, they always say, if you read Gita, that your karma phala comes back to you. In almost just 1 year from what happened, he is facing it. He had to be whisked away from where he has been with his family on Ottawa. Parties, when we talk about BJP, because had alliance for a very long time with the Akali Dal, Prakash Singh Badal and his son's family for a very long time. And then on a split of this was only because they split it because of the farmers' bill itself. Because means when you stay together for such a long time, because they wanted to have their presence and to show the people of Punjab that we are, because that is a party with a pulse. But when it comes to Captain Amrinder Singh, no matter which side he was with Akali Dal, then came to Congress, and then he's always been very nationalistic. And first of all, I must realize, and we must salute our soldiers who has worn the uniform even as a veteran. And that is his main concern. And we have high respect and regards. So to protect, the nation from getting into the wrong hands, it is very, very important to have a very strong government in Punjab. You don't want to see what happened before the 1984. We are talking about 1984, because how it started before. What was the situation of? So is it now? And I am not ashamed to say the largest church in Asia is coming in Jalandhar. They are in the process of building it. So the conversion means, which is at very high stake. There are a lot of cryptos. So what are we going to call them? Christian Sikhs or what? What is going on? So the government, which is in the central, I'm going little longer. I apologize. What they have done for the Sikhs, if and the community, Punjabi community at large, they should not forget that. If the corridor happened, it happened because of them, to be honest. And this Bal Divas, we have been celebrating children, fake children day for many, many years, which had no relevance. What has that Gulab ke Phul wala, the Nehru had to do with the children? Because this is the real Children's Day. I mean, like, and we should not forget. We have to tell our kids about real history, which has never happened in the last 65 plus years or so. India at 75, we all remember, because the Bhagat Singh ji, the Kurbani, at the age of 23, what he has done. And how many people have been told about that? We do have a stupid guy speaking out in the House of Parliament at the age of 52, whom you claim to be a youth, and who's talking India is not a nation. I mean, like, you cannot have these kind of people, those who means like a, and I am really very much interested. We are talking more of a UP, but Punjab is also equally crucial for this purpose. And I really pray that wisdom should prevail and there should be a strong government should be coming in. And Aam Aadmi Party, people should see their track record. But when you talk about Dr. Shilpi, that Bhagwan Singh Man, the guy, so what are they? When he was called for the press conference, or he was not even able to stand on his own feet because all the time he's so high on drugs, drinking.
Okay, Vannaji, we'll have to stop here for a small break, and we'll continue with you after the break. Please stay. Welcome back, and I'll go back again to Vannaji, and she was talking about what has been the major plank of Aam Aadmi Party. They said that once we come here into power, in the last elections they mentioned this, they will make the drug menace and the alcoholism menace go away from Punjab, and then they have a chief minister candidate, like you were saying, who cannot stand on his own feet. So what is the kind of message are they going to give to the people of Punjab? Vannaji, we are continuing with you.
Thank you so very much. And namaskar again. And Alokji, as we mentioned, people should see how many liquor, I don't know what they call liquor stores or thekas were there in Delhi and how many are there now. What they promise and what they do. So the difference between, it is on people's mind to see that. Do you want that Punjab to be, because it is not about, we will be gone. We have to take care of our future, to be honest. You cannot have the future of because Punjab at a given time, we all know that not anymore, has been, they used to say that it has been feeding the country. I mean, but on the self-interest of it, the individuals, because the farmers protest when it comes to only the 2.5 states had the problem. They were those who were protesting. What about the others? The farmers are in various different states also in India. How many people are farmers in Bharat, to be honest? Why they were not objecting? Because it was not the farmers. I have listened on the ground reports to the people. They say farmers doesn't even get a time to go and sit down in the protest. Now these people are claiming, like, those 700, where is the list of the 700 people? Who are the people? When the government let them even climb the Red Fort without doing any bullet, how somebody being killed? I need to ask. If the people,
let me interrupt you here. I think now this has become a non-issue because the farmers' protest has been wrapped up. The Prime Minister has taken back the
absolutely. So people have to realize that, because
so that is not an issue anymore. At least, I mean, in spite of the fact that a new political party has come up, let's see what it has to do. Now, my concern really is that BJP until now has been backpacking on Akali Dal Shiromani. They've never come out in the open, and they've never fought elections in Punjab ever. So now this is the first time that, as a small child, probably they'll start walking in on the roads of Punjab. Obviously, they have a very, how do I put it, a very experienced person, a person who's well known in Punjab. His family is well known at Punjab. I'm talking about Captain Amrinder Singh ji and this Punjab Lok Congress, which is very nice that they have this. And we also have a faction of the Shiromani Akali Dal Sanyukt, which are going to be there. So we have three parties into the array. I'll go on to you, Kumar Rakesh. How do you see BJP going on their own? How do you see it as a perspective? Should they be doing it in Punjab, or is this a wrong decision? And the second thing is, with the array of speakers, the list is out, and the amount of people starting from Prime Minister ji, Home Minister, we have Nadda ji, and there is a list of approximately around 20-25 very high profile speakers who will be addressing to the rallies. And that linked to the first rally which the Prime Minister wanted to start off, and whatever happened, and which was organized by the current government. How do you see it? Will we have fair and let's say peaceful elections in Punjab? And the internal fight which is there within the Congress. Like on one side, Mr. Chani has been declared as the Chief Minister candidate, but we have Mr. Sidhu, who is saying that in case there is a weak Prime Minister, he is going to play to the tunes of the High Command. So I want you to summarize what exactly is happening within BJP going alone on their own, and the problem which Congress has both internally and externally.
Thank you, Alokji. Again, just you place the two questions. One about the Congress, another for the BJP.
We start with BJP first.
Yeah, thank you. So just if you see the BJP, the first time in the history of Punjab and history of the Bharat, the BJP is going to contest 68 seats in Punjab. Last 25 years, BJP was just a runner-up party with SAD, Badal Good. Shiromani Akali Dal. Now this is different, and the Dhinsa group. So number two. Number three, I think I was just already saying with my information last 7-8 months, BJP will play some key role in the Punjab politics, but nobody was just realizing it. Whatever, I came to know. But when they see equations and separation and just a distribution, out of 117, other 68 BJP, and the rest 34 is Punjab Lok Congress led by Captain Amrinder Singh, who is a very senior leader, and just left the Congress and just to form the new party. And another is the Sanjukta Akali Dal Dhinsa, with the lead by them, rest the seats. So I think, according to my information, according to my view, BJP, all learned person are there, all very meticulous person are there. So they have made some mind for and Captain Amrinder Singh, how just already, I think the word surrender is not good, but how just BJP managed Captain Amrinder Singh for 34 seats. It's also a big news for everyone, but nobody is going to analyze it. One. Number two, something survey has been done in the front of BJP, and according to my information, most of the senior leader who denied ticket in Congress, one, and the old follower of Captain Amrinder Singh has got a ticket for the BJP. So it may be somebody saying 2-3 seats, 4 seats by some clicks and Hindi program, 3-4 seats. I don't believe this. I think at least 15 to 20 seats they may get, according to survey, according to strength, maybe more. And captain also may 10 to 15 seats. So out of 17, 58, 59 is a magic number, if you see. So who will get the 59? They can form the government. Apart from the Congress, there is so many things that later on we'll discuss. In Congress, there is so many CM Clement. Now, the Sunil Jakhar, he just claimed 42 MLAs with him. Another is Sidhu, already claimed 62 MLAs with him out of 79. So we can see what is the mathematics and arithmetic. And Chennai already say, and tomorrow, I think 6th February is the date where Congress is going to announce their CM candidates. That will also impact on the Punjab Congress, how Punjab Congress will go. So there is so many conflicts and so many differences within party, and how just you see the reaction of the great leader of the country, Rahul Gandhi, who speaks either in the taking the medicine and drugs, I don't know, and how he speaks like that. Matter of also investigation. He just now trying to play the north-south politics, which is speech in the last day in Parliament after the budget in budget session. So how it will impact some followers. I in some social media. He is a very nice leader, not mature leader, very good speech. He'll do blah blah. But those party who has taken donation from the China, and they are just making the question on the China and Pakistan. Due to this foreign policy of the BJP government, Modi government, China, Pakistan came together. Then Dr. S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister of Bharat, has just reacted, and they give the data 63, 70, and other way how the due to that reason Pakistan or China came together. So this is the present situation and the political equation in Punjab. So in that, so many differences. As far as concerned, the free politics by the, according to my view, one of the worst party, but people were claiming maybe the form the government, Goa and also. But I think the people of Bharat is not so insensitive, not so fool. So they're going to elect the Bhagwant Mann as chief minister, who was also 2-3 times already expelled, suspended from the Parliament of India due to his just drowsy nature, and how he was just drunken nature, we can say, like that. So I think people are matured now. Our youth voter is so sensitive. Numbers is more than the 60 plus voters. So I think something new change will be there. So we can see the future of BJP depend on Punjab and not, but the UK, Uttarakhand and the Uttar Pradesh, there will be challenges for the BJP. But Manipur or Goa, they are claiming they will just on the seat. So we'll see how the political equation going for the BJP, and just without BJP, how the captain will do. So this Punjab election is going to be very challenging for everyone, including the great liar party of the country, AAP.
Dr. Shilpi Saxena, you've heard Kumar Rakesh mention, and he's saying that BJP is going to go pretty strong. I'm not too sure about that. What is your take? You saying that people might get lured away with the freebies which Aam Aadmi Party is offering. Also, we have to keep in mind that Bhagwant Mann made the biggest political promise which has ever been made in the history of India. You know, in the beginning of February, he promised in a public meeting that he will, and in presence of the party president, that he'll not be drinking anymore. So that became kind of legendary in the sense that this is the same party which was saying that they're going to fight the drug menace in Punjab. How do you see the position of BJP and the allied parties? And do you think, in case BJP wins, do you think there can be a non-Sikh chief minister, or will we have to respect Amrinder Singh ji because of his seniority and he'll come up? Or you think that BJP has very little chance?
Thank you, Alokji, once again. As Mr. Rakesh has said that I think Mr. Rakesh is very positive regarding the future of BJP in Punjab. But as Vanna ji suggested, hey Sharde Ma, and may Goddess Saraswati bless Indian voters with the right knowledge, with the right decision making. As we have seen, the Indian voters can cast his vote by getting 500 rupees. So this is the condition of Indian voters. So I also pray Ma Saraswati to bless Indian voters with good knowledge and good right decision. One more thing, we have seen that Congress is always a dominating party in Punjab. So there is again a question mark on Indian voters especially. For example, yesterday we had discussion on UP, and I think you people are living abroad, but you might have heard the song "जो राम को लाए हैं हम उनको लाएंगे." यूपी में हम फिर से भगवा लहराएंगे. It means somewhere the people of UP have this kind of feeling. The government who is restoring their culture, who is doing something for their culture and religion and the Rashtravad feeling dominates here. But what about Punjab? As we have discussed, Narendra Modi declared 26th December as the Bal Divas. So the people of Punjab should get privileged that someone is there who is giving respect to our religion. We have seen 1984 rights, communal rights. Still, we have seen the Punjabis and the Sikh people are giving their support to Congress party. You might have heard the case of Aurangzeb Road. There was Aurangzeb Road in New Delhi. And who was Aurangzeb? What he did with Sikh gurus. And still Congress was glorifying Mughals. And the BJP was the party who removed the name of Aurangzeb and gave this road name to the Dr. APJ Kalam. So really, I appreciate Dr. Ms. Vanna ma'am's comment that Masha they give right knowledge to the Indian voters. Still, I am doubtful regarding Punjab futures in BJP because Punjab people don't have any agenda on what agenda they are going to cast their vote. So I'm not so much sure about BJP future in Punjab.
Okay, thank you so much for your inputs. Vanna ji, I will be coming on to you. What has BJP contributed, in Punjab? Let's kind of enumerate the various things which BJP government in the center has done for the Punjabi people and for the Sikh culture in general, which should be highlighted so that the voters in Punjab really understand that the central government has not neglected Punjab. On the contrary, they have done a lot of things culturally and even socially for Punjab. I'd like you to enumerate that.
First of all, namaskar again. 1984, what happened after October 31st? So those are the people, those who've been booked and the trial has been gone, but they were punished only under this government. We all know that. Because, and people have to realize now who has done what for them. Number two. Number three, which is I already mentioned about the Kartarpur corridor, which has been very, very close to the heart of every Sikh. Number four. Number four is like when the Prime Minister, Honorable Modi ji, was going to Punjab on 5th of January, what was the purpose of his visit? He was going with a very big package to give aims, medical colleges, and infrastructure and investment. But what happened? We all know that. Now coming back to, because if we want, see, there is so much wealth within the state. People have to get educated. It is the responsibility of the people like those who are from that community and they are staying outside. The life is not as rosy as that you are living in. We have to, since Alokji, you are also living abroad, you know that very, very well, because I always used to say, Kumar Rakeshji, my full-time maid has a part-time maid in India. Like, just try to realize this statement of mine, because the help, here we have to do everything. You are spending so much of money, means to come to the western part of the world. Let this be United States of America or Canada, means not by fair means, by unfair means, paying it to touts and to paying it to like agents, 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs just to be here. And for doing what? If you have 50, 60 lakhs, if I had it, I would not have left India. I would have just put that money in the banks and would have enjoyed. So the forms that you have, you are taking the loans that you're coming and working on a very petty jobs, cleaning and this and that, just because it looks very rosy. So to build the state that you are in, because it is the responsibility of the people, those who are here in the diaspora, to educate them. The life is not rosy. And now make in India, because, and there are so many people, those who have gone from here, when we talk about agriculture, the okra king, we talk about, like, the raisins. So farming has been, like we see that from Punjab, they've been doing it, bringing like technology plus the hard work should be a combination to bring the state up. Coming back to what BJP has done, because as somebody did mention that piggy bank on, now BJP is a national party, and which it's not. I mean, like they claim this is the largest political party on the globe. So it's a time for them to stop piggy bank it. Walk may be slow, but steady. We have seen the result in West Bengal also. Not it is that all the time that you set up a government only, but the numbers where it was in the previous election and in the 2021 elections, we have seen from where they were. So coming back to the CM candidate, you did ask that question also, that a turban person will be the CM. Now we have to change our mindset, like the person, like the people, those who are living in Punjab are not only the Sikhs, they being our elder brothers as being Sikhs, and the Monas are their younger brothers. So it is a time for us to embrace for the betterment of the state. It does not matter whosoever cares for the state, not for individual or for the neighboring countries, to be honest. Those who should be nationalistic, they should be able to be on the seats, to be honest. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comments. Kumar Rakeshji, I'm coming up to you, and this will be the last round of inputs which I'll be taking from you all. So my thing is, I mean, my hunch is that we will not have a clear majority. You being in India, how do you see it? In case there is a majority, which party, in your opinion, is going to lead? In case there'll be no majority, who do you think stand a good chance, and what could be the permutations and combinations which can form a government? I'm certain that it's going to be a hung parliament. This is my hunch on it. I would like to take your take on this. Please put on your microphone.
I think Alokji, your hunch is maybe right. Actually, if you see the complete political equation with all parties, this first time in the history of Punjab, the election is going to be so interesting and so challenging also. Each and every party is just in stress, not in the at ease mood. Nobody can say, claim either Congress, either Akali Dal, two big party earlier in Punjab. Now there is a 7-8 parties, and BJP also in them, and the fraction of Congress, Captain Amrinder Singh, also in fray. So if you see, if you district wise, we say at the zonal wise, if you realize, uh, no any political party is going to the majority. So what will happen? My hunch is there will be some break, maybe some break in Congress. One, and they will just support. They may support Captain Amarinder Singh. Okay, they may just break and join before just making the assembly house in order. So no, I think if you changing your party, and that will not imply on that what is a defection law, as according to my thinking. But so and our party maybe gain on the freebie politics, but not much. They lose and some plus around 20 plus, according to my observation, according to my inputs. 20 plus, if you see 10 to 15 captain and 4 to 3 in total in 117, I think it may be 50 plus, not 59. Maybe it will be the a great surprising for all of them if you cross the 55. I think under 40 to 50, my speculation, you can say expectation, just a calculation, and whatever I'm just talking to concern. And so I am not so in favor of those comment. The BJP will get stick on the 1 or 2 seats. Not for the just I'm support or not, but the ground reality is different now. And and two issue is going to be more apart from the farmer issue. There is no issue had the opposition party that already just by the magic Prime Minister Narendra Modi due to his I think the whatever late decision, so the farmers is not an issue. So PM security and how the Chutney government and officials are lied, and how Vikram Majithia challenged from the SAD for the PM. And number three, Veer Bal Divas. This is a very sentimental issue for each and every Punjabi, either living in Punjab, outside Punjab, apart from the Punjabi, all Indians and all Bharatiya just feel the proud after the 300 years. So I think so. We understand. I think the two election plans and more development what were done we have seen, but whatever done, Channi can't claim this is our government claiming. So we can. So this is so.
Okay, thank you so much. Coming to you, Dr. Shilpi Saxena ji, you said that the freebies might work. What happened was last time when Arvind Kejriwal was there and he was addressing certain business people, it was very categorically stated to him that we are not interested much in freebies, and keeping in view that Punjab is not a, it's not a very poor state and people are well off, they can pay for these things. Do you think, any other party, like for example, BJP, as Kumar Rakesh said, they have organized the, Kartarpur corridor is there. Then we have talked about the Sahibzade's, births. Sorry, the death anniversary will be celebrated as, as the Veer Bal Divas. And there are other things which BJP has been doing. Like for example, Padnaji said that the 84 culprits were brought to the books only during the BJP rule and Modi rule in center. So at least 2 or 3 things are there. Unfortunately, the farmers thing, they have not understood it properly, or it has been politicized and given a very wrong direction. But in spite of that, do you think freebies are going to work, or the BJP has something in store, or what would the Akalis be doing? I mean, they'll not be sitting just, lying back, because now they know they are not with the BJP, so that, Jansan vote, which has always existed in Punjab, and it used to go into Akali Dal's, let's say, group because of BJP. Now they'll be losing on that. They played a very good card that BSP has now joined with them, so at least the Dalit vote and the Mazbi vote might go on to them. So what do you think would be the equations of these two political parties? They're not going to just stay laying back. And of course, as I said, Congress has very huge following among the Sikhs, in spite of the fact that 84 happened. I mean, if you see the number of chief ministers which Punjab has had, it's always been a Congress chief minister. So my thing is that it's a forte of Congress, and they have their internal issues. But what are the other parties? Do you think they are strong points or weak points vis-a-vis BJP and the NDA group?
Yes, the election result is going to be very interesting, and no party seems to be leading in Punjab election. What I feel, there may be combination of between BJP and Amrinder Singh parties. They may create, and as Mr. Rakesh has said, that Veer Bal Divas and Kartarpur corridor, they may give benefit to BJP because these are sentimental issue. And one more point, Navjot Singh Sidhu, as the kind of nonsense comments he used to give, so it may also give benefit to BJP government. And Aam Aadmi Party, what I feel, because I have witnessed the election results of Delhi, so I feel that Aam Aadmi Party can also get good number of seats in Punjab election. And as the India is a country where religious sentiments are very important, so the chief minister face may be the person from Sikh community.
Okay, you think that. Vandaji, over to you. What's your hunch? Who do you think is going to lead, or who is going to be sitting in the opposition, or what is going to?
I wanted to add on one thing, what BJP has done for one point, which is very, very important and crucial. I forgot as an NRI. 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji was celebrated by this government itself in all the consulates and embassies. The budget was more than $5 million. That has never happened before, to be honest. And if this PM has worn any headgear, that is a Sikh headgear that he has worn other than our own, like, to be honest, saffron. He has never treated. That is what. And about this Aam Aadmi Party, because we have seen it. They were playing in the previous election also in Punjab, because his main hunch was, this is a statement that he has given, he wanted to be, because he was not even serious to be the CM of Delhi. If Punjab, they would have got the majority, he would have switched himself to the Punjab as a CM, because he wanted where he can have police in his hand. What the Kejriwal would have done with the police, I don't know. Kisko andar karna chahta hai, kisko bahar nikalna chahta hai, God only knows that. So that is because in Delhi, he doesn't have a police in his hand. And people have to have wisdom. I know it is going to be very interesting, but BJP consistently, if they'll be working onto it, and it is on people's mind. I heard one statement which is very important. When Amrinder Singh Ji was chief minister, somebody questioned him. It was just a few days ago. He said, like, central was not support. He said, this is absolutely ridiculous. For any CM, they have to work with the central and to get this. So this is absolutely whatever that, because the grants that the central gives it to the state or some schemes or whatever. So he said, we never had any problem with the central when I was a chief minister. I never had any arguments on this thing. And that is on record, that Amrinder Singh Ji did mention about the, so I think it is on the people's head. It should go in there. If there is a central government and the same state government, they will have much more benefit for them. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, we have very little time left, so I'll be taking the one-liner types of answers. I think the major players are the in a national congress. On the other hand, we also have Aam Aadmi Party. Then we have the Shiromani Akali Dal. And the fourth group obviously is the BJP with the Punjab Lok Congress and Shiromani Akali Dal Sanyukt. Of these four groups, no political Pandit Kumar Rakesh is taking any, nobody is ready to predict anything. So why do you think this vacuum is there? Because normally almost everybody, every time there's an election, there are people jumping onto conclusions that we are going to win, or this political alliance is going to win. Why is it that in Punjab there is an absolute silence on this? I mean, do you think the Punjab, because there's ideologically, I don't see any difference between any parties. So what are we going to vote? The voter, if he's there, what is he going to vote? And Congress, in all these 5 years, they've not delivered much. So, that's also a very important issue. So why do you think political pundits are not taking any stance on it? I mean, I have taken this stance, which I'm saying, and I don't consider myself a political pundit. I'm just saying that as it looks from today onwards, I can tell you that it's going to be a hung parliament. I don't know what is going to, but why nobody is ready to take
assembly, not parliament.
Assembly. I'm sorry. So yeah. my take, I want to ask you this, because you have been into Indian, coverage of Indian politics from very long. Why is nobody taking this stand like Aam Aadmi Party is going to win, or Shiromani Akali Dal is going to win, or Congress is going to win? I mean, I'm not talking about BJP and NDA alliance, because they'll be coming in for the first time. Nobody is saying, even BJP, like in Bengal, they were very, going very strong on this. This time we are going to win, but they are also playing it low. Why is everybody playing it so low?
Actually, Alokji, very interesting question, very, I think, peculiar question also. And this is just to touch to the bottom of the heart of every voters, if you see. But how the technology just grow, and the info technology of communication. Although, if you see and analyze the situation of voters, and if you see the situation of the Congress, at this stage, I can say All India Confused Congress, AICC.
Okay.
Number one. Due to that confusion, there are so many leaders in Congress. So how at the Congress is party of the 2.5%, mother and the daughter and the son. And son is not complete, so I can say it's half. And daughter is already married and the mother of the two children. So I salute her. She is complete one according to Bharatiya Sanskriti and culture. So according to my comment, one. So that is already affects into life and the day-to-day concern. So this is confused Congress. Sometimes we were called the All India Christian Congress. when Ajit Jogi and all made the chief minister. So Channi is also the Christian Sikh. I don't get it. How any the real Sikhs will take the reaction from that he was not earlier. Why they made the chief minister after Captain Amrinder Singh? Although so many, Pratap Singh Bajwa was there, Sunil Jakar was there, so many leaders of the ground leaders were there. So it is also matter. I think it will also play the politics in the coming Punjab election. As you just shared, why not they claiming? Now, if you see the contest, AAP is just a self-acclaimed party. They are taking the 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever numbers, get it from the weaknesses of the concerned stalwart party. He just the clown of the Indian politics, we can say, and Bharatiya politics, Kejriwal, how just make it. But I think you asked the question, the NDA and Congress, the main contester will be in the player in this coming Punjab election. The two, the NDA means SAD's BSP is not there. They will some 5-10 seats. Rather than this is my analysis now, and I think it will be this today, 5th of February, and 15 days. And we, as you know, Vandana ji know, Shilpi you know, and simply also is a social worker, see the social ground. So it may be change equation within 7 days and 5 days and 3 days. Now, because the people of Punjab is very sensitive, and they are not fool like they go with the freebie politics, as they know the reality. So money is important, but not such important that they'll go for the Bhagwan Man like chief minister. Sorry to say.
Okay, perfect. So your hunch, to resume it all, is that Congress is not going to go very strong because people have realized they've not done anything. NDA is going to go strong. They might, even cause a break in the Congress. Is that
Maybe.
And Aam Aadmi Party,
the 10 to 15 leaders they are waiting for. I know personally 10 to 15 leaders in Congress, many times MLAs. They are just waiting for time patiently and how they'll take action. You will not find any this type of news in any so-called national channel because they are all just grounded and paid in the different way. We are not paid; just we are going to independently whatever reality was trying to place before the viewers and all.
Okay, and Aam Aadmi Party will be a non-starter, and Shiromani Akali Dal would be the major loser in these elections. Vannaji, what's your take on this?
No, so I think NDA.
You were talking about Congress. Which Congress in Punjab? Jakhar, Chavanni, or Sidhu? You did not clarify that because there are three Congresses.
No, Vandanaji, there is other fourth Congress, Captain Amrinder Singh Congress. That is a real Congress, the Punjab Lok Congress. So you can't just.
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to call them Congress. I'm not going to call them Congress because they have left the Congress ideology. For them, it is the nationalistic ideology, and these people are all because Jakhar will be coming out soon. But I'm just saying because right now what the situation is because we are talking on the February 5th, 2022. So there is Jakhar Congress group, then there is Sidhu group, and then there is Jamani group. So which one, so coming back to my intake is you said that I am thinking that this will be Amrinder Singh and the BJP that they may be able to. This is my gut.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Shilpi Saxena, what's your hunch on this? Because Kumar Rakesh ji and I think what Vandaji is saying is that, Sunil Jakhar group might be the crypto Congress or crypto BJP, we can call it. Which
they are claiming now. Yesterday they claimed 42 MLAs.
No, that's very nice. What if there is a conflict within the Congress and we're presuming that there will be a hung Congress, hung assembly. In that case, the most probably
on 2nd of February claims Sunil Jakhar, 42 MLAs supported me for the CM post.
No, the biggest loser in Congress.
But Mataji did not support it. Mataji wanted the crypto guy.
Sorry?
But Mataji did not want. Mataji wanted only the crypto guy who can be like the wins like
This is all the Christian angle, as I think.
What I'm looking at is, from what Kumar Rakesh said, we are presuming that it will be a hung assembly, and in which BJP and the NDA group will be leading, and they'll need some support. So probably Sunil Jakhar group might be the faction which joins them. That's the take which I'm seeing. What is your take on this, Dr. Saxena?
Yes, we keeping the finger crossed. We are wishing for that there must be some conflict between the Congress within, and the BJP should get benefit out of it. And of course, there should be chances are there. There may be combination and the good equation of BJP and the Amrinder Singh party. So we are wishing for that.
Okay.
One
One
line in
last
which I
thing
want
which
to add.
Kumar Rakesh wants to add, and then we'll be closing now.
Yeah. So Congress opposed, this is statement of the AAP party leader Raghav Chadha. Congress opposed Sunil Jakhar as Punjab CM as he is Hindu. That's my only point to add.
All right. So interesting. I'd like to thank all the panelists and the viewers. I hope you enjoyed the conversation which we had on Punjab elections today. In case you liked it, I will request you to, join us in the next program, and you can do that by, following us and, subscribing to Global Governance News. Thank you very much, and good evening to you all. Thank you.